Steins Gate is not just an anime, it's a masterpiece, a miracle, a masterclass in storytelling. It's the best damn story ever animated, and I don't say that lightly. This show wasn't just entertaining to me, it changed my entire outlook on life. It made me want to love harder and be a better friend. It drove me to chase meaning, purpose, and connection. Before Steins Gate, I was just existing. I was just wandering through life without a purpose. But after watching it, I wanted to live. Really live. And if that sounds dramatic, good. Because this show deserves nothing less. Steins Gate is the best damn anime of all time. Before I watched Steins Gate, I was just existing. I had a stable job working from home, and I spent almost all of my time indoors. I'd go to the gym occasionally, and as soon as I was off the clock, I would be gaming until midnight. I would distract myself through gaming, but something was missing. I wasn't really living, at least not in the way that matters. Over the last few years, I became more and more reserved. I wasn't as social as I used to be. I let old friendships fade. I stopped reaching out, and I built this shell around myself. I was afraid to be seen, afraid to be me. I'd hide parts of who I was just to fit in, and honestly, that only made me feel more out of place everywhere I went. I kept searching for something, a purpose, a direction, a spark, but nothing ever really stuck. I tried taking college classes, changing careers, trying different games, but nothing clicked. But that was until Steins Gate. At first I didn't expect anything life-changing. I honestly thought it was gonna be just another anime about time travel. And the thing is, I don't even like time travel. It was just a show to pass the time, a show to distract me from real life problems. But after about 10 episodes, something slowly started to shift. I got attached, really attached. I watched the last 14 episodes in one sitting, staying up until 3 a.m. on a weekday to finish it. Okabe wasn't just some eccentric mad scientist. He was me. We both hide behind jokes to lighten up the mood. We both act loud to cover up the loneliness underneath. We're both terrified of losing the people we care about the most, even if we don't know how to show it. When the show shifted into being darker and more emotional, when Okabe was put through hell and forced to watch the people he loved suffer and had to carry the weight of the timelines, I felt every moment of that. I'll never forget the moment Mayuri was taken from Okabe the first time. That haunting silence, that sudden helplessness. I felt every emotion that he was feeling. That was a moment that I knew the show was different. It wasn't just another anime anymore. It was something that I felt in my heart. Steins Gate wasn't just telling a story, it was telling my story. It was reaching into my life and showing me everything that I'd been running from. The fear of being alone, pain of losing friendships, the realization that I haven't found my purpose. But it also gave me the quiet hope that maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to change. One of the most beautiful things about Steins Gate is how deeply it values friendship. It's not just surface level. It's not about acquaintances or coworkers. It's raw. It's meaningful. It's the kind of friendship where you're willing to risk everything just to keep the people you love safe. That kind where you go through things together and grow together. Seeing Okabe fight for his loved ones and break down on their behalf and still keep going for the sake of these close bonds made me realize how much I had let myself drift away from my friends. I stopped showing up, stopped reaching out, all because it was easier to isolate and not to put in the effort. I got complacent, caught in the loop of everyday life. More time online, and less time with the people who mattered, and it's painful to admit that. But Steins Gate reminded me how much these friends and relationships truly matter. The people in our lives ground us. They give our life color and weight. It showed me that I should not be living my life behind a screen, that I need to get out and live life. I want to be someone who shows up, someone who cares. I want to be the one who reaches out even when it's hard. I want to challenge myself to make more friends, find a strong, loving relationship, even when I'm not very social anymore. I want to change that, because Okabe didn't give up on his friendships, so why should I? Steins Gate didn't just change how I saw friendship, it changed how I saw love. Real love. Uncompromising, unconditional love that survives tragedy and comes out stronger on the other side. Sometimes love can be messy, complicated, and vulnerable, but that's the kind of love we fight for, even when it feels like the world's falling apart. Okabe and Kurisu's relationship hit me like a meteor through the walls I'd built around my heart. It wasn't built on cheesy rom-com moments. It was rooted in trust, in sacrifice, in raw emotional honesty. It was about loving someone so deeply that you're willing to break yourself just to protect them. And it made me realize I want something like that. I've been in bad relationships. I've been hurt, lied to, cheated on. I had a long-term relationship end in betrayal on a gloomy Christmas day. After that, I shut down. I stopped letting people in. I kept telling myself I needed to focus on me. But the truth is that I didn't even think real love existed anymore. Watching Okabe fall in love, even while the world was collapsing around him, made me believe in it again. That final moment in the lab where Kurisu says goodbye and she holds back her tears so that Okabe doesn't fall apart, that's not just anime writing. That's what real love looks like, strength and sacrifice. I want a relationship rooted in real connection, mutual trust, and passion that flows both ways. I want to open up again, even if it scares me. And yeah, I've always been a private person. The last time I opened up, I was betrayed. But Steins reminded me that vulnerability isn't weakness, rather, it's what makes love real. If someone like Okabe who's chaotic, broken, and imperfect can find love, then I know I can too. One of the most unexpected things that Steins gave me was the permission to be myself. Compared to Okabe, Kurisu is slightly more reserved, maybe a bit closer to how I act today. She's not so secretly hiding her interests, specifically the interests with the internet, but she would admit her interests when confronted, and I'd probably deny my interests if I was her. And then there's Okabe. He's one of the most unapologetically himself characters I've ever seen. He's chaotic, he's eccentric, he's borderline delusional. He clings to his mad scientist persona to cope with everything happening around him. But the moment that hit me the hardest was when he finally dropped the act. His voice breaks, and you can feel all the pain he's been carrying just pour out of him. That moment wasn't just emotional, it was real, and it made me ask myself, what mask have I been wearing just to survive? I realized what I've been missing. I've been hiding who I am because I've always been afraid of what people would think. I was afraid that if I showed people the real me, that I'd be judged for it. I decided to dig deeper into my interests unapologetically. For years now I've wanted to create, I've wanted to make art. I've wanted to share my thoughts, ideas, and my voice with the world. But every time I thought about making a video, I stopped myself. There was too much fear of being judged. I always had a thought in the back of my head like, what if a coworker saw this, or a friend? What would they think? In 6th grade I made some YouTube videos, and some classmates found it. And they're making fun of me for making Call of Duty videos back then, so I quit. I thought people would laugh, that they'll judge me for being too different. But I don't care anymore what they think, because Okabe didn't care what people thought. He put himself out there. One of the goals that I set for myself is to be more social again. I'm tired of being someone who stays online most of the day. I want to go hiking, go to museums and galleries, go to libraries and bookstores, and explore the world. I want to make an effort to be more active and make memories with my friends again. I want to get back to the way I used to be, having fun and going on adventures every day. I want my life to be a movie. I started drawing and painting again. This is my first YouTube video in years because I want to reach people and tell my story. I stopped hiding my creativity behind closed doors. Steins made me realize that I don't need to apologize for who I am. I don't need to fit into a mold to be worthy of love, friendship, or success. I'm following my passions on my own terms. I don't care what anyone thinks because I've spent too long living in fear of the opinions of people who I don't even know anymore. I regret caring what people think because it's held me back. But now, I feel like it's comeback season. If there's anything I've learned, it's that life isn't about being perfect, it's about being yourself, and never apologizing for it. Watching Okabe fight for his friends, for the present and the future world, and for love, it made me ask myself a question that I haven't put much thought into. What am I fighting for? What are my convictions? Well, I'm fighting for friendships, relationships, and myself. I want to have stronger friendships. I want to be more social and go on adventures and experience everything that life has to offer. I want to have a great relationship with strong roots, with someone who we can grow and build a great life together. I want to make YouTube videos to teach and entertain people who feel stuck like I've been. There's people who are hurting quietly, wondering if their story even matters. Well, it does matter, and I want to create for them. I want to inspire. I want to make videos that give people the same feeling that Steins gave me. That feeling is warmth, hope, and a reminder that we should all live a life that has meaning. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I'm living with intention. I'm not just existing anymore, I'm becoming. I'm becoming someone who shows up, who creates, who's passionate, and lives life fully, without shame. All of these lessons came from one story, one anime that I thought would just be about time travel, but ended up changing everything. So yeah, maybe it sounds dramatic, but the truth is, Steins Gate changed my life. This is my reading Steiner moment. This is my divergence point, and I'm choosing to move forward. If you're feeling lost, disconnected, or unsure of your life, then I promise that it will change yours too. Thanks for listening to my story, and thank you Steins Gate, Okabe, and Kurisu for helping me finally start writing it.
すまない。
謝らないでよ。力になりたいの。私が。ほら、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。世界の構造とやらを作り変えるんだろ。無論だ。ふわっでしょ。